All right, welcome in for real this time with the audio working. Apologies for that, but the matchup is set. Packers and the 49ers in the NFC divisional round happening next weekend because this happened. The Cowboys got exposed again. That was the most points in Packers franchise history. 48 against the Cowboys. 48-32 was the final score, but it wasn't even that close. Dallas had a lot of garbage yardage at the end. Dallas has been exposed for who we knew that they were this whole season. They beat a lot of bad teams. Bad to mediocre teams don't stand a chance against the Cowboys. And all of a sudden, they start playing some of the bigger boys in the NFL, and that gets ugly for Dallas. It got ugly today. Got ugly against the 49ers back in October. 42-10 was the final score of that game. I don't think Dallas would have challenged the 49ers at all. Now the question is, will the Cowboys challenge the 49ers? This is the first preview of 49ers Packers, a renewal of this awesome playoff rivalry. Ever since this moment with Terrell Owens got this pass some 25 years ago, a quarter century ago against the Green Bay Packers, things have generally tilted in the 49ers' favor. I know Green Bay beat the 49ers in the 2001 playoffs at Lambeau Field, but it was the 49ers over Green Bay in 2012. It was the 49ers over Green Bay in 2013, the 49ers over Green Bay in 2019, and the 49ers over Green Bay in the 2021 season. So it's been 4 straight playoff victories for the 49ers over the Packers. I think they're going to be tested in a new way because what we look at with this Green Bay team right now, this is their statistical profile. This is the whole season, by the way. Number 6 offense, number 27 defense, number 31 special teams. The Packers always seem to be terrible in terms of special teams. You look at Green Bay, and they don't have an equalizing factor outside of their offense. Now, Jordan Love and Aaron Jones and this entire offense, a good pass blocking unit, can theoretically go crazy against the 49ers. But we're going to discuss why that probably isn't all too likely because San Francisco has such good defensive players and they're coming off of a lot of rest. But I think that the main way to frame this game is a look at the quarterback matchup, which has been, lines up to be really, really damn good. Take a look at this. This is the XY axis of quarterbacks in the NFL. And you'll notice this is split since week 9. The reason I put it since week 9 is because the Green Bay Packers turned it around at that time. They started this year 2-5. So the Packers weren't good to start the season. But ever since then, they are 8-3. 8-3 since week 9 with Jordan Love playing as one of the most efficient quarterbacks in football. In fact, the only quarterback who has a legitimately better spot on this XY chart is Brock Purdy. So it's Love against Brock Purdy. Now, if you want to compare this to what it was before, well, so take a look at this. This is Jordan Love since week 9. Weeks 1 through 8, he's way over here on the left side. This is where you don't want to be. So Love has gotten better and better every single week. He obviously executes the play action system that Green Bay just throttled Dallas with today really damn well. But on top of that, he can deliver off platform. He can do a lot of what Brock Purdy does off schedule. These are both star quarterbacks. So Purdy's been the most efficient throughout the entire season. But Jordan Love has joined him with really good efficiency as the Packers have started winning. Now, where the 49ers have an advantage in this game is that Green Bay's defense is still a below average unit. Here is the team performance chart since the Packers turned it around. Now, this is staggering, I think, for some people because Green Bay finished 9-8 in the regular season. Obviously, weren't a juggernaut over the course of all 17 games. But ever since they turned it around in the regular season, they're over here in tier 2 behind only the Cowboys and the Ravens. And we saw them just beat the Cowboys by quite a bit. That being said, offense is measured on the x-axis. So you see Green Bay's logo far to the right. That's really good for their offense. The defense, though, is measured on the y-axis. And you could see their defense has still been below average even after they turned it around. The 49ers have been above average defensively. And if there's one big key to this game, it is the fact that the 49ers picked up that number 1 seed because that means they have a lot of rest. The Green Bay Packers are not coming off a lot of rest. In fact, it's probably going to be a Saturday game. We don't know that for sure. Let's wait to put that in pen. We could write it in pencil right now. But if this is a Saturday game, then the Green Bay Packers are going to fly back to Green Bay. It's going to be really cold. I mean, I think it'd be smarter for them to just come out to California instead of dealing with all these climates, because right now it's frigid in the Midwest. So they're going to fly back to Green Bay, turn around, fly out to the West Coast on a short week. You just played the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, the San Francisco 49ers have gotten to rest their bodies, rest their injured players for, by the time of this game on Saturday, it's going to be 3 weeks, right? So with short rest for Green Bay plus extra rest for the 49ers, given the history of this 49ers team this season on rest, they have been an elite defense whenever they've been rested. I think that gives the 49ers a really, really big edge over the Packers. Again, Green Bay's offense, as you can see right here, has been excellent this season. The whole season, number 6 DVOA, probably even better than that if you go week 9 onward. But the defense has been bad. Number 27 overall, number 27 against the run, number 27 against the pass, and the special teams has been even worse. So the 49ers, who are top 5 offense and defense, have a very clear advantage over the Green Bay Packers in terms of balance, and it is balance that wins in the postseason. This is my main point. Remember that a rested 49ers defense has been absolutely elite this year. So much so that I would say that a rested 49ers defense, you can put them into the right here on this chart. You could raise the 49ers logo all the way to the upper right corner. That's how good a rested 49ers defense has been this season. So if this plays out according to what we've seen trend-wise this season, I think the Packers are going to be a threat to the 49ers as far as scoring points. I think that they could put up around 20, maybe even a little bit more. But where is the Green Bay defense going to stop the 49ers? Because let me tell you what, Dak Prescott and not Brock Purdy. One thing today, Dak Prescott got voted as an all-pro over Brock Purdy, despite the fact that Brock Purdy was statistically better across every single category this season. So it just goes to show you that these awards don't have a whole lot of legitimacy. Brock Purdy has been elite. I think he's been, he has been the most efficient quarterback in football. I think he's played the quarterback position better than anybody in football this season. And he's going to give the Green Bay Packers defense much more of a test than Dak Prescott did today, throwing that pick six, throwing another interception early, padding his stats when his team was down by 30 points. So it's going to be a different kind of test for the Packers, who have to give them credit. They game plan for the Dallas Cowboys, but it's a whole lot easier to game plan for Dak Prescott than it is for Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy's a lot better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Brock Purdy processes the field a lot better. Purdy's more mobile than Dak Prescott. I mean, the whole list goes on and on and on. The 49ers have a great quarterback. The Dallas Cowboys have a guy who lost to the 49ers in 2021, who barely put up a touchdown against the 49ers last year and who got blown out at home by the Green Bay Packers today. You do have to wonder, is Dallas... Jerry Jones at some point has got to blow up this iteration of the team. They haven't been good enough, nearly good enough, to get the job done in the NFC playoffs, much less the Super Bowl. They haven't even made it that far. This Dallas team, though, every single season seems to run into a brick wall in the postseason. This year, they really struggled against good teams, period, over the course of the regular season, to the point where we can call them the Miami Dolphins of the NFC. The Dolphins beat only one playoff team this year. I think they're 1-6. The one playoff team that they beat, I think fittingly, not surprisingly, was the Dallas Cowboys. So you have a soft team in Dallas with a quarterback who hasn't performed the way that they need him to in the biggest moments. And meanwhile, you have a team in Green Bay who I think is a rigid team up front. Look at this stat for the Packers. Number 2 pass block win rate in the National Football League. They've been really good in pass protection, the Packers have, for a long time. Ever since this rivalry renewed in 2019 with the 49ers and the Packers against Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field, we've been talking about, well, that was at Levi's, and they played again in 2021 at Lambeau Field. But ever since 2019, we've been talking about how good the Packers are up front in pass protection. So it's going to be a war for Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Javon Hargrave, presumably Eric Armstead and company, to pressure Jordan Love. And I think it's going to take the 49ers delivering on the back end, because what we saw from Green Bay in this game against Dallas was tremendous offensive balance. I mean, they were just hounding them with the play action. And the threat of the run coming off play action with Aaron Jones gives the pass game room to operate. The threat of the pass with Jordan Love playing as well as he is gives the run game room to operate. There's no bigger nightmare for an NFL defense or a defense in football in general than a balanced offense that can control the line of scrimmage. And that's what the Green Bay Packers have been able to do so far. An offense that, can threaten you with pass, can threaten you with run on any given down, and a quarterback who knows how to manage and play the yo-yo between those two forces well. And that's what Jordan Love has been able to do for the Packers. But I bring it back to this. The defense is still a below average unit for Green Bay. How about 49ers Packers history, though? Because, I mean, anytime and today we saw it as well. It's a great uniform matchup. It brings back some of the great NFL memories of the 90s in particular, even before then, right, with the Ice Bowl between Dallas and Green Bay. So whenever you saw the Cowboys and the Packers on the same field, you get excited. The Fox NFL Sunday music makes it even better. But 49ers and Packers is a damn good historical matchup as well. And I'm excited about the history. I'm excited about the fact that we've seen these two teams go at it so frequently in the postseason over the past few years, and now they get to renew their rivalry. And it's a new chapter to the rivalry with Jordan Love now as the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, the 49ers are 10-point favorites, maybe 9.5-point favorites to open this football game. It's funny because special teams determined the last time these two teams played in the postseason in 2021 with Robbie Gould making that field goal. Remember, Jordan Willis had the big blocked punt. Green Bay special team seems to be bad every single season. I know we talk about the 49ers special team struggles, but if there's a team that's been documented worse, less efficient in this part of the game consistently around the league over the past few years, it is the Packers. And because the Packers have not been able to deliver good special teams, that doesn't seem like a potential equalizing factor in this game. Now, I don't want to speak too soon because the 49ers had one of the best special teams units we've ever seen in 2011, and that's the year the Kyle Williams game happened. So anything can happen in a one-off scenario, and that's why football is so damn entertaining. That's why playoff football is so damn compelling. But if we just do take a look at what this is on the surface, the 49ers absolutely have the edge against the Green Bay Packers. Remember, the 49ers are the number 1 offense, the number 4 defense, and I think the number 25 or number 26 special teams, which is a significant edge over the Green Bay Packers. All right, let's answer some questions about this matchup. We can talk, we're going to go into detail about the players today, about the players that played for the Packers today that are going to be playing against the 49ers next week, into more detail over the course of the week. Jordan Love, Aaron Jones. You saw Darnell Savage's pick 6. Jair Alexander got hurt today. He came in with a bum ankle, and it looked like he aggravated it there in the second half. That could be a big loss of the Packers' number 1 corner. But we're going to go over the injury report and track that over the course of the week. But I am ready to take some of your questions here on a 49ers Q&A. This will be the first game Brock Purdy has played against the Green Bay Packers. Yes. 49ers quarterbacks in the past have played a lot of big games against the Green Bay Packers. Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick, Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo, 2 huge ones against the Packers, 19 and 21, and now Brock Purdy. The 49ers, Green Bay doing all this with Bakhtiari not playing and essentially being a dead cap hit. Yeah, and the offensive line for Green Bay still ranked number 2 in pass block win rate, which is big. We don't know if the 49ers and Packers play Saturday or Sunday, but I think it leans towards Saturday at this point, but we will see. Christopher Lockwood says the 49ers own the Packers. They're too physical for that defense. McCaffrey is going to ruin their defense. We shall see. I do think that it's a very tall ask for the Packers to stop the 49ers, and that's why the 49ers are about 10-point favorites in this game. Why didn't Dallas play Trey Lance? Probably would have ended up better than Dak Prescott today. We were reminded of why the Cowboys weren't all that bullish on Dak Prescott entering this season. He threw 15 picks last year, didn't have a good season, ended against the 49ers in the divisional round at Levi's Stadium. Played better this year. The efficiency was back, but Dak Prescott just doesn't inspire anybody, I think, outside of Dallas and outside of some of the media that likes to vote for him for all pro. But anytime you watch him, especially in these big games, there's never a wow moment from Dak Prescott. Literally never is. It's crazy to me. And the fact that he was voted as an all-pro over Brock Purdy, despite every shred of statistical and game tape evidence saying otherwise, I thought that today this kind of brought that full circle. I think this really did illustrate that was the wrong call in that award voting. Green Bay does not defend tight ends well. They haven't defended anybody particularly well this year. This is the number 27 DVOA defense, maybe a little bit better as the offense has kept them off the field down the stretch of the season. But this Green Bay defense, they're going to have issues against the 49ers. This next game is going to be starting any minute. Mike, what time does this next game start? The Lions against the Rams. Let's see. Oh, they already started. I guess they must have started at 5:15. That's why we went down in viewers. So I'm going to get going here in a little bit because I want to watch some Lions-Rams. But I did want to bring you the initial preview of 49ers. And the media does not look at efficiency ratings, David. That's what Christopher Lockwood said. Well, I do. I look at efficiency ratings, and I will show you the efficiency ratings. Because efficiency is what matters. Raw yardage doesn't matter. Efficiency is what's actually correlated with winning. And there's Brock Purdy at the top right. Somebody's saying the Lions are peeling off chunk plays. Well, next time I join you, we'll be at 60,000 subscribers. We're 20 away. So everybody hit that subscribe button. Sorry again about the microphone issues earlier. I guess we're good to go now. So good to go. We're in playoff mode now. Everything has started. Talk to everybody soon.